Hello, this is History Literacy Ready, Unit 1, Lesson 12, Creating a Presentation. In this lesson, students are going to make an outline of their research paper. They're going to make a presentation of their research in a PowerPoint or other presentation format. In Activity 2, students are preparing the outline. So they're preparing the outline, and then they are going to sit down with another student and they're going to talk through that outline with another student. And at that point, they can make some adjustments if they need to. While they are working, what you should be doing, especially if you do this in class, is to circulate and provide guidance as students are talking to each other and if they're working alone. And what you want to be looking for is you want to be looking for students who are actually instantiating the model that they were given. They're using that model as a guideline for the level of quality that they should be putting into that outline, the level of detail, accuracy, and how they're making their claim, writing their paragraph, etc. Once they've created the outline, they're going to create the presentation. So it's using either PowerPoint or some other presentation format. They can follow the guidelines that are on page 104 of the teacher's guide and also in the student academic notebook. You need to know that this doesn't have to be on PowerPoint. If you have helped students using another presentation format, that's completely okay. Use whichever one you feel most comfortable with. There are several that can be used, and just use which one you want. You can, at this point, have students finish this activity for homework, especially if students have access to computers there. Or you can arrange for them to have some time in the computer lab if they do not have those computers at home. This is something that they can prepare on their own, or they can prepare in class. Once they have prepared their presentations, they're going to give them. They're going to give the presentation, they will give feedback on other presentations, and they're going to get their own feedback on theirs. They're going to reflect on their own feedback, and then if they need to revise, they're going to revise based upon it. You may need to, at this point, show an example of appropriate feedback, because there is a form that they're going to use to provide feedback, and you want it to be helpful to students. So if you're not sure that students are going to give helpful recommendations to students, you can have a discussion about that, see what kinds of recommendations that are possible that they can make, and maybe go through some of the recommendations that you can consider making given the presentations. You probably won't have time to have everyone give this feedback to the whole class. You may, and if you do, that would be fine. But if you don't, you can do this in groups. In other words, you can have, let's say, 3 groups, and you can divide your class into 3, have 3 groups, and in each of those groups, everybody in the group will give the presentation. That'll save you a little bit of time. So I hope this lesson goes well for you. It should be fun for the students to do the presentation. The guidelines are fairly clear, and so this lesson should be a success.